Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Foreign trade of the Sultanate in the first half of 2018 records around 13 billion Omani riyals and is considered the highest growth percentage since 2014. The state's general financial revenues record an increase by 24.4% to reach around 7 billion Omani riyals by the end of August 2018. And mobile exhibition in Amsterdam City in the Netherlands showcases investment and touristic potentials of the Sultanate. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President João Manuel Lourenço of Angola on his country's National Day. The foreign trade of the Sultanate in the first half of 2018 recorded around 13 billion Omani riyals, and it is considered the highest growth percentage since 2014. The growth recorded in the first half of 2018 reached 21% compared to the same period last year, which was 11 billion Omani riyals. In the last 3 years, the lowest percentage of the foreign trade was around 9 billion riyals, which was recorded in the first half of 2016. The oil and gas exports recorded around 5 billion Omani riyals, with 63% of the total value of exports commodities. The state's general financial revenues recorded an increase by 24.4% to reach around 7 billion Omani riyals by the end of August 2018. The total public expenditure also recorded an increase by 8.5% to reach 8 billion riyals. The increase came due to the contribution of oil revenues by 36% to record more than 4 billion Omani riyals by the end of last August. The Ministry of Health, represented by the Directorate General of Khola Hospital, organized the first National Pain Management Conference in Muscat under the auspices of His Excellency Hamad bin Sulaiman Al Gharibi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i.
Catch pain before it catches you is the theme of the first National Pain Management Conference that aimed at raising awareness on cases of chronic pain and identifying non-surgical solutions. The 2 days conference hosts 22 experts, specialists and researchers in the field of pain management, surgery and anesthesia from the Sultanate of Oman, the United Kingdom and the Republic of India.
The main theme of this conference is how to catch pain before it catches you. It will be involve how to diagnose, and either clinically or psychologically or by investigations, and will categorize the patient into different types, which is the patient will benefit from the pain management per se rather than surgery.
Today is an organization of pain management conference, which is a very important subject, and it's very sensitive issue for the patient, and we're all working hard to make the life of patient pain-free.
This morning's sessions witnessed the presentations of the newest developments in pain management and research, plus the advancement Khola Hospital has managed to reach on the pain management services in the last 3 years.
Since 2015, we have started regular chronic pain interventional services in Khola hospitals. We started our OPD services in 2015 November, organized interventional pain management services since 2016, and by 2017 we have become the largest pain management center in the Sultanate of Oman. We are doing more than 700 interventional pain managements per year, and we see about 2,500 patients in a year.
By assessment and our treatment in psychological session, CBT or relaxation techniques can help patients to relieve the pain without using any painkiller.
Many of the 150 participants present from various medical cadres working in the different of the Ministry of Health hospitals and a number of private healthcare institutions in the Sultanate have had an opportunity to discuss at this platform the detail of the latest research work of pain management from various scientific backgrounds in order to reach to the best quality treatment of their patients. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The general index of Muscat securities market recorded an increase by 70 points. The market value of the Muscat securities market rose to more than 18.3 billion riyals last week, as the trading value declined by 20% to reach 9.2 million Omani riyals. The Ministry of Tourism organized a mobile exhibition in Amsterdam City in the Netherlands. It aimed to shed light on facilities in granting tourists visas, flexibility of procedures, as well as to acquaint the visitors with the new Muscat International Airport. It also focused on touristic potentials of the Sultanate and services provided by the bodies concerned to tourists. His Excellency Ahmed bin Nasser al-Mahrzi, Minister of Tourism, was present at the event along with a delegation from the ministry in coordination with tourism offices. The event came within the annual programs and plans by the ministry to promote the Sultanate as a touristic destination. The Environment and Climate Affairs Center in the Wilaya of As-Suwaiq implemented a campaign to clean coral reefs under the theme Seas Without Waste in the Wilayas of As-Suwaiq and Al-Khabura. The campaign targeted on the first stage to clean coral reefs environment in the Wilaya of As-Suwaiq and on its second stage to clean Wilaya of Al-Khabura beaches. It also aimed to instill sustainable environment culture through preserving wildlife in marine environment where all waste will be removed from coral reefs, which causes loss of their natural components and distortion of their appearance. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Pink Legacy, an exceptionally large pink diamond, will be offered at auction for the first time in Geneva next week. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Rescue teams today continued their search for missing people in flash floods in Jordan after official media reported the death toll has risen to 11. Floods struck in several areas of Jordan yesterday, including Petra, an ancient trading hub carved into rose-colored rock. Hundreds of Petra visitors ran for high ground as water surged through a narrow canyon leading to the treasury, its main attraction. U.S. President Donald Trump met French President Emmanuel Macron for talks in Paris today ahead of a weekend of World War I commemorations that risk being overshadowed by a row over Macron's calls for an European army, which Trump has branded insulting. No sooner had Trump touched down in Paris than he fired off a tweet castigating his host over proposals to endow the EU with its own army. President Macron of France has just suggested that Europe build its own military in order to protect itself from the US, China and Russia. The US president tweeted late Friday referring to remarks made by Macron 3 days earlier. Very insulting, but perhaps Europe should first pay its fair share of NATO, which the US subsidizes greatly, he added. Five people were declared dead and 150,000 evacuated as fierce wildfires raged across the western U.S. state of California, with one rapidly spreading blaze threatening the famed resort of Malibu. Officials said the victims died in their vehicles trying to escape a massive late-season inferno in the Northern California town of Paradise, where the entire population of 26,000 was ordered to leave. The California Fire Department said the fast-moving campfire has been fanned by strong winds, to scorch 70,000 acres and has not been contained. The flames destroyed hundreds of homes, a hospital, a gas station, several restaurants, and numerous vehicles in Paradise. Standing side by side, top U.S. officials urged their Chinese counterparts on to halt materialization of the dispute South China Sea, drawing a rebuke from the Chinese for sending U.S. warships close to islands claimed by Beijing. During a round of high-level talks in Washington, the two sides aired in sometimes blunt terms many of their main differences, including a bitter trade dispute, freedom of navigation in the Asia-Pacific waters, and self-ruled Taiwan. Two visiting senior Chinese officials also seized the opportunity to warn publicly that a trade war between the world's two largest economies would end up hurting both sides, and to call for keeping channels of communications open to resolve an issue that has unsettled global financial markets. The pink legacy, an exceptionally large pink diamond, is set to go under the hammer at Christie's in Geneva next week, when it is expected to bring in up to $50 million. At nearly 19 carats, the vividly colored gem is extraordinarily. John Mark Lonell, an internationally jewelry specialist at Christie's, told AFP. The gem, which on November 13 will be offered at auction for the first time, has been estimated at between $30 million and $50 million, and Lonell suggested it could hit the high end of that range. The rectangular cut diamond has been graded Fancy Vivid, the highest possible grade of color intensity. The pink legacy, set to headline Christie's annual Magnificent Jewels auction on Tuesday, used to belong to the Oppenheimer family, which for decades ran the De Beers diamond mining company, but Christie's refused to say who the current owner was. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates, with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the coasts of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be easterly to southeasterly, light to moderate, while seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Foreign trade of the Sultanate in the first half of 2018 records around 13 billion Omani riyals and is considered the highest growth percentage since 2014. The state's general financial revenues record an increase by 24.4% to reach around 7 billion Omani riyals by the end of August 2018. And mobile exhibition in Amsterdam City in the Netherlands showcases investment and touristic potentials of the Sultanate. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.